When can you call yourself a professional, ready to get paid to do a repair like this? Well, I'm going to show you this in some simple steps. First of all, here's the products we use. We're going to use our SEM soap followed by the vinyl prep and the green pad to clean this piece of vinyl. And we're also going to use colored compound, mixing our black and white to make a gray and put it into our clear acrosol. And then we also are going to make a graining mold with our graining mold material and the catalyst. A couple of other items we need is our backing fabric, and we also need our chem screen and a piece of Teflon. And you'll get to see how easily these work into the repair. You also want to look professional all the time, so we take along with us, especially if we're working in people's homes, that strip pellet, artistic paper to put our compound on. We're going to use the cold block and our hard yellow piece of plastic. And as far as tools, we need our tweezers, we need trimmers, and we're also going to use two pellet knives, the 3-inch trowel knife and the strong pointed pellet knife. As far as heat tools are concerned, we're going to use our variable temperature heat gun with the pinpoint adapter in combination with the iron from the fixer tool. And then it's also good to have enough paper towels with you all the time and a lint-free towel to wipe off when you do the cleaning. Now we put a little bit of our SEM soap on here, and we're going to aggressively scrub this to get it as clean as possible. This piece is so old of vinyl, it's probably over 10 years old. You're going to see lines, see those dark lines in the grain. We're not even going to be able to get those out of there completely. Then I liberally spray on the vinyl prep, and with the opposite side of the green pad I scrub it there also. And you have the option, you can rinse it with warm water after you do this. And then I'm also going to try to make the area as dry as I can before I start working, so I can use my heat gun and dry it out, get rid of some of that moisture on the vinyl. Now we're going to make our graining mold. So we take our little bottle of graining mold material and put a few drops of the catalyst in there, and then I'm going to stir it up with my trowel knife, as you're going to see in a second here, and mix it real well. And then we're going to put it all in one spot and where there's a well-defined grain, so it's going to pick this up, and it takes about 5 minutes to set up completely. All right, now I check to make sure the area is clear here, and then I'm going to cut my piece of backing fabric and cut it just a little bit larger than the hole, because we need a place to work on to put our compound in. So we're going to set this right in the hole there, smooth it out, make sure it's not curled over or anything by putting our knife back in there like that. Okay, so everything's nice and free and laying flat. Okay, and then I'm going to heat from one side there and activate the adhesive that's on that backing fabric, and then I'm going to turn my gun the opposite way and heat the other side and put my cold block on there to draw the heat out, and just let it sit there and it'll bond to the back of the vinyl. Okay, so now we have a surface to work on. Now I take my strip pellet and I put some acrosol. This is our heavy duty clear. Put some white on there, put some black on. And now I'm not after a color match. I just want to get into a gray so I can see what I'm doing, especially when I'm doing my repair. Okay, so when we put that little bit of color into the acrosol. Now our graining mold looks like it's almost set up here, so let's just peel it off here and look at our grain. Okay, so there's a good grain in there. All right, now we take our chem screen and we're going to cut this just a little bit larger than the hole. All right, and then I'm going to put my compound in. This is all a one-shot deal. This is our quick method, and again, we're talking about how you're going to be a professional. You're going to see as this develops what we're looking for and when you can call yourself a professional. Okay, so my compound, I'm making what we call our chem screen sandwich. We've put the backing fabric underneath, we've cut our chem screen, we've put compound in underneath, through, and on top of the chem screen. We make the area as smooth as possible, put my piece of Teflon on, and I iron it there. Okay, no pressure whatsoever with the iron. Put my cold block on, put a little bit of pressure there because that'll keep it nice and level then, and we peel it off, and if there's any that's not completely cured, it'll stick on the Teflon, and oh, there's a little bit there, so I let it just go right back down, iron it some more, use my cold block again, and when I take off this piece of Teflon, it should be perfectly clean. There, nothing at all, so the compound is completely cured out. This is really strong. Now I put another layer of compound on top, and we're trying to make this, it's going to cover the color you see is strong enough to cover a lot of the chem screen, so it's not going to shine through either. Okay, with my palette knife arched, I hope you saw how I did that. Now I'm completely cure out the compound, going over the entire area, and then I'm going to put my cold block on there, and again with with pressure so that it stays nice and flat. Okay, now more compound, one more layer. So we put 2 layers on top of our Acrosol. Come with my arched palette knife. See how I do that with the knife? I bend it so that the compound isn't being dragged out from the center, but my edges are getting really smooth. And this is getting to what we're talking about being professional. Okay, so I have my graining mold now for this last heat process. I'm going to put my graining mold on there, take my hard yellow piece of plastic and work my fingers across there while it's really hot, and it's going to impress a grain. Now look at that. See the grain cutting through? Isn't that terrific? And as you see, there's no lip, no edges around. Now we're going to get our color. We're going to use our Color Coach Pro in combination with the program that's on my little notebook computer. Press down, it picks out the best formula that I can use. Now, being a professional, you need a color matching instrument like that to save yourself. I just saved myself at least 15 to 20 minutes on the job. Okay, now I went and made my color up and I sprayed a little bit on just over the repair areas. You see, I'm feathering it out a little bit. It dries darker. I'm drying it with a hair dryer. My color is not too bad there. It's for the first, that's just the first coat. Okay, so let's put, now if you see, here's what we're talking about being professional. You cannot see a lip on the edges or anything. There's nothing there. It's perfectly smooth, and that's when you can call yourself a professional. When you can do this, you are a pro. You're ready to get paid. Let's put a little bit more color on this thing now and just blend it out, dry it again, and let's look at this repair. Now, you really don't know where the repair is. This is really a good job.